Okay, so welcome to Sangamata Online Academy. In today's tutorial, we are looking at how to balance redox reactions in acidic media. So before we begin solving this question, I want to take you through some of the steps that you have to consider when balancing redox reactions in acidic media. So step number one, we have to split the equation into two according to oxidation and reduction. So you have to split this equation into two. Then apart from that, you have to balance other atoms apart from hydrogen and oxygen. So you have to balance, for example, this ion, okay, first, and chromium first before you balance oxygen and hydrogen if it's there. And then apart from that, step 3, we have to balance oxygen by adding water. Okay, so you have to balance you balance oxygen by adding water. And you also balance hydrogen, which is step 4, by adding hydrogen ions. Okay, then step 5, you have to balance the charges on the left and on the right hand sides. Then apart from that, you need to cancel out the electrons after ensuring that they are the same or equal. And the last step now is to add the two half equations together, and that you have balanced the equation or the reaction in acidic media. So let's go ahead and try to balance this one. Okay, so the first step is to split the equation into two. So we're going to split this equation into two. So we're going to say ion 2 plus. We're going to equate this to this, ion 3. Okay. We're also going to equate this to this. So we're going to have chromium oxide 2 minus. This is going to be equated to this, chromium 3 plus. Okay, we're done with the first step. The other step is to balance other atoms apart from hydrogen and oxygen. So let's see if the atoms are balanced. So ion, we have 1 here in terms of atoms. Ion here, have 1 in terms of atoms. Remember, we're not balancing the charges. So we come here. Here chromium is 2. Here chromium is 1 in terms of atoms. So we have to put a 2 here so that it is balanced. Okay, so the next step is to balance oxygen by adding water. Okay, so how do you add? Now remember that here there's no oxygen, so there's no need for us to add the oxygen or water to balance it. So we only balance where there's oxygen. So here oxygen here, we have 7. So we need to add the 7 water molecules here so that it is balanced, meaning that you have 7, okay, water, 7 oxygen atoms rather. So having done that, you need now to balance also hydrogen. Now remember that you have introduced hydrogen atoms in solution. So how many are they? We've got 14, because 2 times 7 is 14. So we have to add 14 hydrogens on the other side. So we have to add 14 here, hydrogens on the other side like this. Okay, so following your steps, once you have balanced oxygen and hydrogen, the next step is to balance the charges on the left and right side of the equations. Okay, so let's balance the charges. Here the charge is 3, and here the charge is 2. Okay, so you always what happens is that you always balance where you have a bigger charge. So the charge here is 2, so the charge here is 3. So you add the difference between 3 and 1, and 3 and 2 is 1. So you're going to add the 1 electron here so that you balance it like that. Okay, so you always balance the charges using electrons. And then after that, you also come to balance, you come to the other step, which is to make sure that the electrons are balanced. So how do you balance the electrons? How do you balance the electrons before you even cancel? So we're done with the first half equation. Let's also balance the electrons in the other half equation here. So in terms of the charge, we have 14 minus 2. This is giving us 12. That is in terms of charge. Okay, here the charge here is actually 6 because 2 times 3 is 6. So what's the difference between 12 and 6 in terms of the charge? This is 6. So meaning you're going to remember that we always add the where there's a bigger charge. So we're going to add the 6 electrons here so that it is balanced. So the charge here is settled. So once the charge is settled, we now balance the electrons. Okay. Okay. So we can simply look at the lowest common factor. Okay, of which here we can simply multiply by 6. Okay, if we can multiply by 6, then we're going to balance the number of electrons which we need here. Okay, which we need here. So if we multiply, we're going to have 6 iron, 2 plus. Okay, this times this, we have 6 iron, 3 plus. This times this, we've got 6 electrons like this. Okay, let me just rub this so that it doesn't confuse you. All right, so after that, you need to make sure that you cancel the electrons. Okay, you cancel the electrons. So what we have here, we have 6 electrons, so you cancel them. You also cancel the 6 electrons there. Okay, so in the end, what you have is this left and also this. So what is going to happen is that you're going to combine the two equations. You're going to combine the two equations. So we're going to have 14. Okay, hydrogen plus chromium, 2 minus. Now you put the reactants together, plus you also come to this one here, 6 iron, 2 plus. Okay, your arrow, right? So you also get this. Okay, 2 chromium, 3 plus. Okay, then plus water, 7 atoms of water, plus. Okay, what you're left with on the other equation is 6 plus, like this. Okay, so this is where we are. Now let's see if it's balanced. So in terms of hydrogens, we have, in terms of hydrogen atoms, we've got the 14 here. Here we've got 14. Yes, it's balanced. In terms of chromium, we've got 2 atoms of chromium. We've got 2 atoms of chromium. It's balanced. Oxygen, we've got 7 here, which is 7 here as well. Balanced. Let's look at the charge. The charge here is 14. 14 minus 2. 14 minus 2 is 12. Okay, so 12. Here there's a charge, so 6 by 2, which is 12, which is 24 total. That is in terms of charges. You also come here. This is 6. Okay, 6 times 3 is 18. So 18 plus 6 is 24 charges. So the charges are balanced, the atoms are balanced, and everything is balanced in this equation. So this is a balanced equation in acidic media. So the reason why this is in acidic media is because remember that the acids are defined by, okay, what defines an acid is simply the hydrogen ions. So since we've got hydrogen ions, we say this is an acidic media. Okay, once again, this is online, Sakamata Online Academy. So do well, please, to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that every time a new video is uploaded, you get a notification so that you'll be able to watch it. And remember to share, to comment, and hit a like. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you.